Good question. We met back in 2010. It was at Nordstrom in Hawaii. Lindsay had just moved from Pittsburgh, and it was at Nordstrom, and she was being interviewed by our manager at the time, and she came to the department in the Salon shoes, and that's when I first saw her, and we got introduced, and I guess you could say the rest is history.
Yeah. We met, it was in 2010, so almost like 7 years ago. And then I just moved from Pittsburgh to Hawaii, and then I ended up getting a job at Nordstrom right away. And then that's whenever I was like going around the department and like they were introducing me to everybody. And then I remember Shaun was on the hard aisle and they introduced me to him. And I just won't forget him like just smiling and like his handshake and him just being really friendly and really welcoming to the department and to Hawaii. Yeah.
I still remember your first outfit too. It was like all white.
The white dress.
And your hair was really short.
I know, and your hair was really long. Slicked back, and you had the earring. Yeah.
Oh my God, I remember I had earrings.
You were wearing this suit that was too big for you.
No, it wasn't big.
That was a style.
It was
it wasn't as
color.
slim as it is now.
Okay.
Yeah. Whenever I first met Shaun, he was really welcoming and like really friendly, and I at first thought he was like a ladies' man because he was like talking to all these girls and he was like really friendly with everybody, and then like working in the ladies' shoes department. I was like, okay, this guy. And he was like asking me like all these like personal questions and like asking me like what I do for fun and like all these things. And so it took me a while to like find out he's just like, he really wanted to show me like what Hawaii is about and like aloha and just showing me around and things like that.
Yeah, I think when I first met Lindsay, it was just, I mean, in Hawaii, there's a lot of, local people, mostly local people. And when she first walked in, I was like, wow, there's a white girl in our department and she's gonna be working for us. So I was like, okay, that's cool. And so, she was very shy at first, and she didn't really talk to a lot of people. She was just kind of like observing in the background and stuff. And I remember the first time she asked me to switch with her for a weekend off, and I was like, I don't know if I should switch with you. I always get Sundays off, because I go to church, and football is on Sundays. So,
yeah.
And I was like, okay, I don't know what made me decide to do it, but I did switch with her, and it came to find out that it was her birthday weekend, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, I did something good for her.
Yeah. Whenever we were looking at the schedule with my coworkers, they were like, the only person you could switch with is Shaun, but he will not switch with you. He won't. Like, he likes his Sundays off for sure. So I was really surprised whenever he said yes. I was like, are you sure?
I was surprised.
Yeah, sure. He's like, wow. Yeah.
And so I think from that point on, I think that's when she realized, like, oh, this guy's okay. This guy's cool.
Yeah. And then he was really helpful. Like, whenever I was learning like the Nordstrom culture and like how to do things, he was like really, really helpful. Like showing me how to do things and like taking time off of like the selling floor to help me in the back and things like that. Things that he didn't need to do, and like just going above and beyond for me, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool guy.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like, so I lived in Hawaii. She moved back home. That was in 2012. And then we kind of did the long distance thing for a while. And it was, to me, I think it was more on my part that kind of initiated the whole being a couple thing, because she, after living back home for about a couple months.
A year, yeah.
A year, and she moved to San Diego. And she just kind of wanted to find something different again, and see what the world is out there for her. So it was hard for me to leave Hawaii, because that's where I'm from and my family's there. So it was kind of like my decision to leave home and actually take a step forward and to be with her. And I think I made a good decision.
Yeah.
one of the best decisions in my life. So.
And then I think another thing was like whenever we were in Hawaii, like obviously we worked in the same store together, and then we kind of just kept things like on private, and like we didn't want it to get involved with work. So whenever he moved to San Diego, that was like our chance to like be together and be a couple and like just, you know, let love flow, like let it show. Yeah, so I think that that's whenever we first officially became a couple. Yeah. And Shaun was like just committed and like ready to do this. Whenever he came to San Diego, that's whenever he like showed me he was ready to do this. Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know who said that.
So whenever we like in the beginning and like the middle of a relationship, we decided like we didn't want to be in a relationship where you like have to say I love you, or like it just, we felt like you can say I love you by your actions, and we really believe that. And so for a long time we didn't say it until recently, and I think the first time that we said it was when we had like a day off together and we went to the movies and the beach, and like we had a really good day off together and we just like enjoyed each other's company, and that's whenever we said it. I mean, it was like years into the relationship, but like it was really overwhelming, and
yeah,
I felt like that was the right time for us to say it.
She was pretty much getting mad at me for not saying I love you as much as I should.
For a while.
Only because she thought that I didn't. But for me, I think it was more like I didn't want it to just be a saying, you know. It was more for me like a feeling and an emotion, and you know, I kind of didn't want to take that value away from saying I love you to her. So
and I
felt
respect that. That's
and
special.
Even today too, like we don't really say it, you know, when we're on the phone or when we go to work. You know, it comes naturally, and I feel like that's, to me, I think that's the best time for it to come out.
Instead of like habit.
Instead of a habit,
just,
so.
Yeah, how we do things. Yeah. We kind of like knew we were the ones for each other. It wasn't like one time, it was like a combination of events and times spent together that I feel like we knew that we were the one together, and then it just collectively over the years, you know, we decided that we can't imagine life without each other, and we want to go through all the good and the bad together, and we just decided we're completely committed to each other. And you know, it was just throughout the whole time, I would say.
Yeah, I don't think we actually have a time frame for when we actually knew that it was, you know, the right moment to say, hey, we're together and all of that stuff. But I think it was just the whole journey, and just deciding to commit to each other, and you know, to like she said earlier, she let love take its course, and we'll go from there. If it turns out perfect, then okay. Then if not, then you know, we'll decide what we want to do later. So, but to me, I think it's just a commitment. For me, the hard part was, you know, I had to make sure I'm the kind of guy that wanted to make sure everything's like good, because when I commit, that's it. It's forever. So.
Yeah. And another thing is like whenever he moved from Hawaii to San Diego, and it was sort of half for me, mostly for me, but I mean, that for me was like a big move on his part, that, you know, he made that decision to do that. And I think that was, you know, a big part of me knowing that he was the one. Yeah.
Our proposal, it's actually right back here. Last July 2016. It was a random day, honestly, and 2 to 3 days prior to that day, you know, it was kind of like, for me, it was a plan on the fly. Like, I didn't know what was going to happen. I had the ring since December. I tried to do it in February when we had a trip to San Francisco, and it didn't work out, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But so I had the ring for about 7 months, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna have a day off in the next couple of days. We haven't had a day off for almost a month. Yeah. So working in retail, don't work for retail. You know, it's hard getting days off together, and we got a day off together, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna man up and do this. And I was like, you know, the night before, I was like going over my lines, what to say, or you know, how to do it and stuff like that. I didn't have a plan. I was like, okay, whatever, I'm just gonna go for it. So we came here, got some wine, drank some wine. It's a good thing that my cousin and his wife, Ruby and Bong, came, and they actually filmed it and they were part of it too, so that was very special.
They're part of our wedding.
So we're just taking pictures back here, you know, taking selfies, like, you know, nice view and stuff. So, and I was like, all right, let's take some more. I didn't know what to do or whatever.
Yeah.
But before that, I was in the bathroom for like 10, 15 minutes. They didn't want to come out. I was so nervous. I was like, I was breathing hard. It was all that good stuff. But so we was taking selfies, and I
was like, oh, are we done yet? And it was like kept going and going and going. And then I was like, oh, it's a video. And then he started to get really nervous and like really giggly, and was like, my heart's beating so fast. I was like, I know what's going on.
I was hugging her too hard, and that's why she knew that it was gonna happen. And so I got down on one knee, both knees, one knee, and I said, you know, will you spend the rest of my life with me? And she said, of course, because it took however long, 5 years for me to do it. And, you know, it just naturally came out again. And that's how I kind of want, you know, this relationship to go. Just let love take its course. So it was about, 12 months ago? Yeah. So.
But, like, from my side of the story is like, we both knew we were gonna have this day off, right? And then his sister actually, Sherry, contacted me, and she said that she was planning to surprise Shaun a visit from Vegas to come see him because because she wanted to come surprise him. So I was like texting her, and then I was like, okay, well, like Shaun said he has a surprise for me, so I don't know, we're gonna go someplace, and then I'll let you know later. And so this whole time I'm like texting her and like asking where she is, and then Shaun is like planning the proposal and everything. So then he proposes, and then I don't tell Sherry because he wanted to tell her in person. He was like trying to call her, and she thought that he knew. And then so after he proposed, then we ended up going to Boomers, which is like a place, like a golf course and like stuff like that. Miniature golf, like games, arcade, go-karts and stuff like that, so the kids could go there. And then Kaisley came up behind him and like grabbed him by the back, and he's like, what? No way. Like, so
I was surprised.
Yeah, it was a good weekend.
I thought I was surprising her, but in return she surprised me back with my sister and the kids, and honestly that was probably I know one of the best days.
It made it that much better just to spend time with family and like letting them know in person everything.
So that was awesome.
Okay, Shaun, we made it. We're here, we're at the reception. We got through the ceremony. We got through all of the seating charts and the invitations and everything, and we made it. We're here. You know, I'm your missus, you're my mister. We're together forever. I'm so excited to spend this journey of life together, and for you to be my partner for everything, the good and the bad. And I want to thank you for being my keeper, for keeping me safe, for keeping me sane, for like being part of everything in my life together. And for all of our journeys that we've had together, going to Hawaii together and you showing me the ropes, and then you coming to Pittsburgh and understanding what my culture is about, and coming to San Diego together and learning a whole new place that neither of us have been together. Those things I love so much about you. And I love how every other day is like a new adventure with you. We never do the same thing twice. I feel like every day off there's something always fun going on that we could be doing. And also you're there for the tough things in life, and I know I can count on you to always be there. Even if you don't like it or you don't agree with it, I know you'll always be there, and I appreciate that so much about you. So I'm so excited for us to be on this journey together, starting a family together, buying a house together hopefully soon, and just going through life together. I think that, you know, we're gonna make a really good team, and I'm excited for what's to come in our future.
Lindsay, I can't believe we're finally married. You know, it's definitely been a crazy journey for both of us, and I just want to say, you know, thank you for your patience, first of all, your honesty, and of course your communication. Like, you know, without you leading us into the right direction, I probably would be lost right now too. So And you know, it's I mean, we talk about this all the time, but you know, it's definitely the trust factor that makes our relationship, you know, what it is today. And with me, like, you know, I just feel like all the things that we've been through has been for a reason, and leading up to us today, you know, being married and with all the friends and family here, I just want to say, you know, you're the best thing that happened to me in my life, and I can't wait to, you know, see what's to come, our next chapter in our life. And you know, it all started back in 2010, you know, when you first moved, walked into the apartment, and I saw this girl from Pittsburgh. I never knew anything about the East Coast. I'm from Hawaii, little island. So, and the one thing that caught me off guard, and that's why I feel like my walls have, you know, come crumbling down, is your smile. And you don't know about this, but I actually did this video a couple months ago for class, and you know, throughout my process during class, it was about, you know, using our wedding planning as inspiration for my projects, and this was one of my projects in class, and I hope you like it. And it started off as, you know, me kind of saying our vows, or my vows to you, but it kind of took a turn like an interview, and I just kind of went with it, and I hope you like it. Here it goes.
I remember when I first met you. You was this new girl being shown around the store, not knowing that you were also the new girl in a new world. You were the new girl that became my friend, my companion, the girl of my dreams, and now the love of my life. I remember your smile. Man, that smile. That smile stopped time, reached into my body, and took my breath away. And it's the same smile I see today. And at that moment, I never thought I'd be ready. Ready for what's to come. And me getting married is one of them. I know it hasn't been easy, and nothing is. There were days when love wasn't enough, that we had to support each other no matter what. Support each other more than ourselves. Not to give in to our first instinct, and not to give up on each other. Because I know all of this, all the good days and the bad, it's all worth it. And I'm so grateful and thankful that you're in my life. I love you, Yamil.
So yes, it's definitely was your smile that that caught me off guard and, you know, brought my walls down. So you had me at smile. So baby, I just can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you. Can't wait to go to Italy with you for our honeymoon, and, you know, see what's next in our life together. And hopefully, you know, our family will grow. And I just want to say I love you and thank you for everything.
We just want to thank everybody for coming out to San Diego. I know a lot of you are coming from Hawaii, from Pittsburgh, from all over the place. And I know that you took a lot of time out of your schedule, and it was a big thing for you to come here. So we want to thank you. We wanted to show you what San Diego is all about and show you where we live and where we love to be, and just wanted to spend time with you all.
Yeah, you know, like she said earlier, you know, it does take some time off from your, you know, everyone's busy with from your schedule, and we just want to thank everyone for coming and for having a reason to be here with us. You know, you could have been anywhere else, but you chose to be with us. So we thank you for that. And we hope you enjoy the food, you enjoy the entertainment, and enjoy the rest of the night. Thank you.
And another thing is, like, you all are part of our journey together, and that's why you're here. So we thank you for everything that you've done for us, have been there for us, or been part of our journey together.
Mahalo.